Hello and welcome back to another episode of Charlotte in the Shade. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there, because that's totally what I was doing that voice. But when we last left off, we had just gotten Oak, Ash, and Thorn, and I have actually become much more knowledged since... Yes, knowledge, that's a word. Totally. But I discovered a hell of a lot since I last played, because I was like, Oak, Ash, and Thorn were the really easy riddles, but I mean, if I go back to old Zendar and talk to the Blood Fountain a bit, come on, quit tripping over the stairs, and go to, say, something more important like the Rising Sun. Oh, it's hidden in a town in the Nords, in the Rodux and the Vagers, the armor. And let's say Misfortunate Fortunato. The Montresor coat of arms. There is not actually a Lord Montresor, so you don't actually, at least at my point in the game, there isn't really that. And you're just layer at the ends of the earth, so probably a far-flung town. That's not too difficult, but crossbones from the house at night in Nordland, so probably one of the Nord villages, and it's just one of those things that it would be kind of difficult to actually find by yourself. So what I did is wow, you look especially creepy with the lighting there. Eye looks even more creepy. Where the hell is that light even coming from? I mean, I suppose the flaming book. Hey, Rasputin. You're creepy as hell. But Rasputin is another person. No, it literally says, go talk to the... Turn the right way. Go talk to the Khajiit people. So what I did was I actually looked up a little bit of assistance, and I actually have this right here, I'm wiggling it around, paper that I writ down where I would find various things. There are certain things that I can't actually even do yet, and I mean, I know that the Blood Fountain here said you could only be a werewolf or a vampire, which I will end up doing both, just I'll have to go back to a specific save to and before I became a vampire or a werewolf. That'll be much later on in the Let's Play. But there's 3 separate things that you can only do for one or the other. And if you find a certain person before recruiting all of the people, like all of the various companions you can get, apparently some of those companions can never be recruited after that, so you technically couldn't complete the game. And it's really... Whoa. You're pretty creepy up close yourself. But it's something that I figured I would look up when I started to find the little bits and pieces when I was trying to look up little hints. To the point that I was like, you know what, I need a full-on help me find where the things are so I don't fuck this up kind of thing. So that is what I did. So we are going to start doing just that. First things first, I would like to get some more people. I also discovered that all of the mod companions actually have the same likes and dislikes of each other that that the standard companions do. They have their own silly cycle. Like, if I read it right, Oak, Ash, and Thorn will start bickering with each other. So I can't actually keep everybody, which is disappointing, to say the least. But it is what it is. What I'm going to do first is go get flippin' Dupin. Apparently, I thought Dupin would just waddle around from town to town, when in fact he is actually hiding in a tavern in the Khajiit lands where most of the Dark Legends of Calradia actually are. Is this sound going? I hope I didn't break the music. So that'd be very disappointing. But I mean, I suppose it makes sense, because he is very fond of these riddles. But at the same time, you know, the Blood Fountain says he's probably in a tavern somewhere, but it never tells you particularly which tavern. Like, it never tells you where exactly you should go. But it turns out he's over here. So I'm going to get him first. Because apparently him and Misfortunate Fortunado also bicker. Ah, there we go. They're starting to be grumpy. My brother Thorn will make a fine piece of firewood one of these cold nights. He said he had a knot for a brain. Some nerve. Like, I can either pick one or the other side, or they're both going to be pretty grumpy. I don't think I'm actually going to keep Oak, Ash, or Thorn in my party, because I'll have to go back and look. But I mean, I'm just getting more Misfortunate Fortunato because I would like to show where he is and everything, but I don't think I'll actually keep him because I feel that Dupin is more important. And from what I recall when I played this, he was actually had more hints on things than the Blood Fountain would, and that's much more valuable than Misfortunate Fortunato would ever be. You know what? Just don't bother me again. I don't care if you guys leave, because quite honestly, you guys aren't that important. Just discovering that you were there was enough. But I believe, if I read it correctly, he is in this very tavern. Maybe. Yes, right there. Son of a bee. See, even has a whole setup of books and a candle and drinks and you have the weirdest glasses in existence. Who else is in here out of curiosity? Jeremus, whatever. Katrine, Watchman, and a Traveler. But Dupin was here the entire time. I've been looking for you for a long time, Mr. Creepy Glasses. Those glasses are pretty creepy. My hat's in the way of his face. When I said he was kind of creepy, I didn't mean that we should hide it with the weird part of my hat. I've almost figured it out, I swear. Figured what out? It's a mystery, of course. I've had difficulties solving them before. I jumped to too many conclusions, and the purloined letter still eludes me, contrary to popular belief. I have begun researching the existence of someone I am personally calling the Great Artificer, who is actually very important and integral to the game. So many of the Dark Legends of Calradia seem to have some hidden influence involved in them. There is a cunning mind creating history itself out there, and I'm bound to find it. It all seems to lead to the desert lands and the birthplace of the Khans. Of that much I am certain. I feel like I'm close to something big. Intriguing. Right then, I'll just grab a book or two. I didn't even say, hey, you can join my party. He's just like, here, I'll join your party. I'll be needing to return here occasionally to review our notes. The tavern keeper knows me. The rest of my things upstairs will be safe. Not so. Oh, well, there we go. I'm a rather good shot with firearms, if I do say so myself. My sight is not so good, but the contraption on my face more than makes up for it. I could use a sniper. And Dupin. Creepy McGlasses. Now, he said he has things upstairs, so in theory, can I look at them? Oh. Is that plagued artillery just sitting in there? Because I read something that when there's a number 13... Oh... my God. I feel like the purloined letter isn't terrible. I did not expect this. That is not only a whole lot of money, but I'm not going to take it, because I'd feel kind of cheesy, but I will take the purloined letter and see if I can do anything with it. If not, I'll keep it in Old Zendar. But yes, Dupin is now with me. Yay! Ah. Oh my god, that is a lot of salt. If I desperately need money in the future, I will take that. But now Dupin is injured, but he's also in my party, and I'll put him right up there. Talk. Let me see your equipment. I don't know what that's supposed to stand for. About 44 head armor? Really? Wow. Light leather boots, and he has a pistol and cartridges. And his skills, 130 in firearms. He's actually pretty dang nice. Tell me, ooh, I can ask him about various things. Tell me about the construction on your face. They are interesting, are they not? I found them in my own pocket a few years ago, and they do wonders for my poor eyesight. I'm afraid I know little else about them, other than they bear the inscription NACLAG. It has puzzled me quite a bit at first, till I was watching a patron in a tavern here eat a salted pork. It suddenly came to me. NaCl, of course, is the chemical formula for sodium chloride, or salt. Following that deduction, Ag must be the chemical formula for silver. Salt and silver. Curious indeed. They are truly one of a kind, and I have often wondered who made them, and whether it was the great artificer I have speculated about. The inscription on his glasses is actually pretty integral to the story. That's a humongous hint. Tell me about the... Oh, I can't even ask him about it again, so wow. The gloves. They are quite exquisite indeed. I have had them as long as I can remember. They bear embroidery forming the words OZ Corvus. It may very well be a simple brand name. The word Corvus is Latin for the species of birds known as ravens, which are common in Calradia. I do wonder what the OZ could stand for. Judging by the pattern of scratches on the gloves, they were used for falconry, once considered a noble sport with a rather large bird. In any case, they are remarkably warm and comfortable. I don't actually know what OZ would stand for. Wait, hang on, I gotta do that right. OZ, Old Zendar. Corvus stands for ravens. You'd find the raven in Old Zendar. Wow. Just wow. Sometimes self. But now there is another key part to do. What is that town? That town is nothing. I'm looking around at the towns because I know there are certain villages I need to go to. Like, I got Dupin, so I suppose I can cross him off my list. But there is a few towns that have things in them that I would need to go find. But up next is Halmar. Did I have something in Yes. Yes, Halmar is actually pretty important, but I wanted to go to my inventory and... Can I go to my camp and look at the purloined letter? I don't know what the purloined letter is supposed to be for. I'm going to store it in here, just in case. Because you see, the chest here also has a 13 on it. I didn't notice that. Well, the 13, I believe, generally stands for, here be something important. Something to the game. And I know that number has an inner meaning to it. But in Halmar, I would go to the castle. I believe you are the claimant to somebody. Lord Allager. Wish to ask you... Really, I can't actually ask him about anything. But as you can... like, where things would be. But as you can see, there's a 13 on the door in Halmar Castle. The Lost Reliquary. It is extremely dark and creepy, and I don't like it in the slightest. Apparently there's a chest. There's a brain over there. Rasputin's brain. Yep. Just Rasputin's brain just sitting in the Lost Reliquary in Halmar Castle. So now, if I go to my party and disband a zombie, and then go to Old Zendar, I'm actually going to save just in case. Save as LP7. Enter. Okay. And then go to Old Zendar. I don't know how you were supposed to find that besides... Actually, I think it makes sense now. The lords in Halmar should have a clue, right? Let's see what he says about Rasputin. The Khajiits said are fond of riddles, so you would go ask the lords of Khajiit territory, and you would usually find them in their castles, which eventually, in theory, you would eventually end up in Halmar Castle, seeing the 13, going into it, and finding Rasputin's brain. See what I mean about the puzzles? Like, now that I think about it, it makes entire amount of sense, but how much video time would I have taken to go find that out by myself? Rasputin. Greetings, voice of evil. The Abyss. I remember it well. The underworld holds many hells, and the abyss was where I was bound. A sunless sea of blood, which out you are always drowning in, yet never dying. The blood fountain came to me. It gave me a choice. Return to the mortal world, a demon in the possession of a human body, the herald of the age of darkness, or stay in purgatory forever. I chose well, as you can see. When you are ready, you may be my escort on the path of evil. You have proven yourself worthy to be my retainer. Together we will spread the word of evil to every city in Calradia. Only then will my mission be complete. Death to Calradia! We must go to the center of every city and shout our war cry, that its lord may hear its poison on our tongues. Death to Calradia. As an emissary of the most evil, I have access to a wellspring of minor spirits, which I communicate with via my staff, Metatron. As my retainer, you will be able to seek the spirit's advice when you please. It's best to stick to yes or no questions, since the answers can be quite obscure. Also, I possess all of the knowledge you could ever desire about necromancy and may tutor you on the same spells found in Necronomicon if you have already pledged your life to the Blood Fountain. Could use some insight. Does that mean I could do, say, Summoner Necromancy without actually becoming the next step yet? But now, we have Rasputin, and his weekly wage is $17. Holy crap, holy. I think Ash will be the first to go. If anything, Oak might be the closest because his weekly wage is 8. I like how I'm going by the amount of money I'm paying them. Yes, Dark Worshipper, let me see your equipment. Swing and thrust are both 40 damage. He has such a weird face when he doesn't have his head on. Oh my god. What is your skills like, my lord? +6 in tactics? Oh my sweet lord. Wow. And all the riches of earth and as your desire. Ah, and I can go right here and go to... He's my Necronomicon without... If I don't have a Necronomicon, isn't he? That's what it is. I was hoping I could do things that I couldn't do yet, but okay. Ask Metatron. Form it clearly in mind, I'll prepare myself for the ritual. Metatron says... There's probably a message in there. Apparently when you talk to him, places become more rich, but no. There is probably a message in there that you would have to decipher. Oh boy. Otherwise known as I am not... Oh my... How did you get that many bandits in one fight? Wow. And they're all just splitting up. Let's see. Where do I... Let's go get Fortunato. However, Fortunato is quite a ways away. He's all the way over there, in fact. But let's go get Fortunato and then call it a video. Or attempt to get Fortunato. I'm not sure if we'll have to fight our way to Fortunato or not. It could be just as simple as going to find him. By the way, what is my money? My money's only at 263. I may have to do some grave robbing after this. Because I refuse to just loot Dupin's stash. At least right now. Then again, I refuse to loot Dupin's stash. Then again, fine. Let's go. I like how I changed my mind within half the video. Yep, there we go. Oak and Dupin look upset. I'm not impressed when we'll not be able to pay amends. Something should be done to make amends. Yes, I'm going to take the stuff from your place in the tavern to fuel my dark economy for a while. Take as much as I can, then go to the goods merchant. Do I really need to keep Rasputin's brain on me? But I will keep one of each because that is the burning, the boiling, and the preserving. And that is more money than the game has to pay me. I like how I just put all of that in there and the game can't even pay it all. You can hardly pay me anything. Oh, what the hell? Nope, can't even get the money for that. Son of a bee. Armed merchant? Because I need these. Nope. No arms merchant either. So now I have just stuff I can sell. Well, poo. But that should handle my economy for a long, long while. Let's go to Old Zendar. I like how I'm calling it economy when it's really not. But let's go to Old Zendar and put Rasputin's brain in here. It's not like I really need to carry it around, right? Right? Right. But now, here's what I can do. I can do things to my revenants. Open Necronomicon, go to Adept Necromancy, the Burning. You douse 5 revenants in oil and set a torch to them. Let them burn out using the power of the stone to keep them alive throughout the process. Oh, and it even has a burning sound. As you can see, they are much different. Well, looking. If I talk to the regular one, I'd say athletics is 0. But now his athletics is 3. Or riding 3, athletics 2. Also, you know, just having a party of burned corpses. Not exactly rosy. But now I get to do that for the other two. Adept Necromancy, the Boiling. 5 more revenants. Boil 5 revenants in sulfuric acid until they become thick and flexible, using the power of the stone to keep them alive throughout the process. I have putrid revenants. They do look pretty putrid, but they have 54 health, so they have 4 extra health. Which, once they upgrade to Horrors and then the Abomination after that, they will have even more health. Do you have a giant longbow twice the size of yourself on your back? Because that looks like it might be a staff, but then I see the slight string and I see the arrows on your back. Necronomicon, Adept, the Preserving. Oh, because I'm a mortician, I can do 10 revenants instead of 5, but I'll just do 5. Replace all of the congealed blood in the veins of 5 revenants with formaldehyde, using the power of the stone to keep them alive throughout the process. I believe they're all blue, yes. Oh, and they don't have any eyes or anything, and it's just horrible. But I believe that increased their strength and power strike over other people. Now their power strike's only 2, but your Iron Flesh is 2, so it made them a much stronger fighter. So now we have 5 of each. I don't know what I'm going to do with the others. I might turn them as well at some point, but I'm not going to have an even amount of each for the main reason that I like to just have them all as one for obvious reasons. But what I can do now that I've done that, is go to Old Zendar, save before I do it, just in case. I can just save over the old one. You look so alone without Rasputin there. Like, I feel bad for taking Rasputin from there, kind of, because Rasputin was like an integral part of looking at this thing at this point. Make me a summoner. My rank, you are a summoner of necromancy, and high in my favor. Die in my name, or else live forever, warrior. Once you have completed your practical studies of each of the 4 chapters in Summoner Necromancy section of the Necronomicon, you will be eligible to become a lich, a vampire, or a werewolf, if you can discover how, and pass to the rank of High Priest. When you become a High Priest, you can become a lich and a vampire, or a lich and a werewolf. They are not, from what I know anyway, I'm not 100% sure if it separated the lich to a whole 3rd section. But now I have 3 other sets. Hellraiser's Avatar. I was planning on going to Misfortunate Fortunato right now, but apparently I'm going. No, I'll read these first, then call it a video. Cruelty is the manner by which the strong express their superiority over the weak, and every day the bloodthirsty invent new ways to make men scream. The sadistic executioner, the mad doctor, and the psychopath butcher the psychopath butcher are all celebrated by the Hellraiser's Avatar set. For the price of 6 Ouija boards? 6 Ouija boards? Ouija board? However you... Holy Poopenheimer. That's going to... Or the Artifact Katana Tongue Flare. I think that's the Rising Sun set, which is something I can also go get because I wrote that down. Shadow Lord's Presence. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. The darkness whispers of untold secrets, waiting to be unlocked, for the proper sacrifice, that is. Some have sacrificed even their physical form for the power of the abyss, and the Shadow Lord's Presence item is dedicated to them, for the price of 6 evil eyes. It's going to take me a long time to make these sets. Price of... I'm sorry, did you just say 6 Philosopher's Stones? Oh my god. That's 6 diamonds. Do you realize how much money this set is supposed to be worth? The ultimate price will always be life, but there are those who will trade everything else to cheat death. Blood drinkers and cannibals, techno-freaks and necromancers in general are therefore celebrated by the Artificer's Tools item set. For the price of 6 Philosopher's Stones, for the price of basically your soul, which probably the Blood Fountain would want the Philosopher's Stones more than that, I would make them for you. Or the Artifact Screwdriver Torque. I think that Artifact Screwdriver might be if I kill a Artificer Necromancer, but that would require me to be much higher level for them to even spawn in place of the Acolytes. By the way, this is a place. Oh my god, finding those people was... that actually creeped me out because I didn't know what the hell was in here. But this is something I think... oh my word, you serve everything that you shouldn't serve here. I can walk up to the second... oh my, there's a third floor as well. I like how there's just a bright cherry tree in the back. And also an ominous bubbling. But that legitimately scared me when I did that. Is there another way up? I think that might be a corpse hanging down. Yes it is, in fact. And I can't climb a ladder. And... in here is a nice apple, and then a human face that looks half-June, which is actually just the, texture of the corpse. And a horse head, which is again just the texture of the dead horse. I'm going to leave that, go back to Old Zendar, and then go in there normally. Where was that anyway? Over here. I don't know why I never noticed this before. Marshmallows. They melt in your mouth if you suck on them. You're even creepier. I like to roast them on the fire. Crispy on the outside, gooey in the middle. I like mine raw, so chewy they get stuck in your teeth. That's what a toothpick is for. Yum. You are talking about not marshmallows and not like the brains over there, right? Right? Right. Hey, there's a chest over there, which I think... we only serve marshmallows here, and you are obviously not a marshmallow. Beat it. I think if you chose... I was about to say, why aren't the bubbling still going? But I think if you chose a particular starting stat, they would serve you and you'd be able to make marshmallows as a food out of something. I think it was eyes and something else, which isn't exactly happy, but you know. But what I am going to do is call it a video here, and when we come back, going to do the Misfortunate Fortunato and also a bunch of other things. Hopefully. In theory. I might go get Misfortunate Fortunato and then actually do some actual combat for a change. I know, shocking. But that's all for now, so until next time, see you later.